I totally get now why people get the whole boom situation. I got a mic to improve my audio, and unless you have a table here, like, it just doesn't work. Have a good little pep talk today, which I think is actually a pep talk that I have given myself quite a few times. Things that I really needed to hear and I know will resonate with other people. I literally never drink soda, but I felt like I just needed something carbonated, and this was all we had in the fridge, and it's so good. Fisher's gonna start barking now. Of course. Fisher, let's get into it. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm going to try to give you guys as many resources as possible, but this is something that is still evolving for me. I've been in therapy on and off for years, but I've done like the hard work though over the past year or two and really just worked through a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of things from childhood, a lot of beliefs that I had growing up that have shaped the way that I've gone about life as an adult. We're going to get into what is holding you back from becoming your best self, your true self, or literally just whoever you want to be and whatever you want to do with your life. He literally just laid down and is chewing a bone, so you might hear that in the background. Okay, my initial thought was to title this, Your Fear of Looking Stupid is Holding You Back. But it's not just that. Your fear is holding you back. The two biggest things I think are limiting beliefs, which can be a lot of different things. And the second thing is time management. I don't like to call it productivity because I like to err on the side of work smarter, not harder. I love sharing a good time management tip, life hack, that type of thing, but it's not about working more. It's never about that for me. It's about making the best use of your time, which relates for me how time management and limiting beliefs go together. My parents loved to instill in me that hard work was the best way to go about something. They're both some of the hardest working people that I know, but when something comes natural to you and feels easy, that's usually your calling. It doesn't have to be hard. I cannot believe this dog is doing this right now. One of the things that has been just top of mind for me, and I feel like I've been seeing kind of everywhere lately, is perfectionism, overthinking, and procrastination are all basically different methods blocking you from success. A lot of the times we use these methods and these tactics and we've attached ourselves to an identity around like, I'm a procrastinator, I'm an overthinker, I'm a perfectionist. Like that has been within my identity for so long, and you can't stop a habit unless you lose that attachment to it, because I saw myself as that. So you can't break that habit unless you break that identity. So I had to kind of switch my mindset around, I'm not the type of person who procrastinates. I'm the type of person that follows through. I'm the type of person who doesn't overthink things. I am not obsessed with something being perfect, because one of my favorite things has become 90% of the time, done is better than perfect. You can always go back and fix things or judge it, but as you're learning, like trying and failing is your best friend. But those three things, perfectionism, overthinking, and procrastination, we use as tactics to keep us from being seen or ridiculed. We use them as excuses to not have to put ourselves out there or feeling rejected or anything like that. So I go back to like, your fear of looking stupid is holding you back. I feel like that phrase holds so much weight. I just got done listening to a podcast with Sarah Boss. If you don't follow her on TikTok, it's BAUS. She said embarrassment is a waste of an emotion or something like that, but I've never heard that before, and it's so freaking true. What a silly emotion. Like, people are human, people will make mistakes, try, fail, try again, you will get better. Okay, this quote that I saw this morning, I feel like this lesson has just been in my face the past few days, and this is a Brene Brown quote. All perfectionism is the 20-ton shield we carry around, hoping it will keep us from being hurt, when in truth, what it does is keep us from being seen. It's just an excuse, and I think it's an excuse that a lot of people use. As far as tools to get over it, I think it literally just takes practice. I challenge myself every day in little ways to be more decisive, to just post something, because a tool my therapist has given me when I'm going to post something, I love checking it, rechecking it, watching it again, double checking the hashtags, double checking the caption 1,200 times. And she was like, 3 times the charm. This could be taken a few ways. Okay, I'll watch it the first time, I'll edit it, then it's my recheck, that's number 2. Then I can watch it one more time to, in theory, double check it, and that's it. That's all I get, no more. Because really, what is the limit? Again, this goes back to time management though. If I give myself an open amount of time to post something, like I'm literally gonna take all day, which is called Parkinsons Law. 3 times. That's it. But really, it's practice. It's learning to catch yourself when you're doing it, to catch yourself when you're overthinking. Procrastination is a whole other one. I have a book. I'll go grab it in a second. That are great sources for you guys. I'm just gonna go grab it. It's Eat That Frog. Pretty much all of the tactics in here I've heard of, but it's the way he lays it out. I think it's 100 pages. Simple and like all really good tactics. Again, procrastination. I think the biggest thing is identifying as a procrastinator. You have to start identifying yourself as someone who follows through. I've actually been posting a lot about this on TikTok lately. I would say my number 1 tip is to focus on the feeling after you accomplish something versus the feeling ahead of it. This even goes into like waking up at the time you told yourself you're going to, or sending that email, or working on that project. Focusing on the feeling, like how good will I feel when I get up early? When I get up at the time I told myself I would? How good will I feel when I'm on the other side of having this done? Procrastination usually is one of 2 things. You either don't know exactly how you're gonna do it because goes back into fear of like starting. You don't know where to start. It's something you've never done before, so you're kind of scared, or you're not sure like what the next step is, or you just straight up don't want to do it. Granted, there's a difference between having excuses and a difference between this just doesn't align with something I want to do. And I think that comes down to like, can you have someone else do it? Do you take this off your plate? That kind of thing. So I always try to get super clear about why I'm procrastinating something. And then it becomes usually obvious why I'm putting it off. And so I'll figure out, do I need to research this more? Is this something I even want to do? I think it's super helpful to get clear on that ahead of it. I would say those are my biggest tips on procrastination. I feel like I could do a whole video about procrastination. And then we'll get into time management here in a second, because I feel like that's one of my favorite topics, honestly. But perfectionism and overthinking and procrastination usually though do come from like childhood kind of limiting belief type situation. I know that's where my perfectionism has stemmed from. I number 1 always suggest therapy. I found my therapist on Psychology Today. I love her. She's great. I'm not going to give her name out because I can't. I just highly recommend therapy. I literally cannot recommend it enough. I literally think everyone should go to therapy. Everyone has limiting beliefs from, growing up in childhood and society and whatnot, and I think it's just good for anybody if you can do it. There's like so many platforms now, like BetterHelp. It doesn't have to be expensive, and actually my lady didn't take insurance in the beginning, but it was worth it to me to pay out of pocket, and she does now, which is great because I think I maybe pay like $20 a week, and like $80 for the month is a deal. It is worth every penny. Okay, this is not an alternative to therapy, but you may recognize her name. She's the holistic psychologist on Instagram. She makes gold content, like so good. Follow her, buy this book, but she goes through a lot of trauma, mind-body healing practices, the power of belief, meet your inner child, ego stories, boundaries, reparenting, emotional maturity, and interdependence. And she has you like work through things at the end of each chapter and like journal prompts and that kind of thing. So it's not just like a book. It has prompts and, takeaways and stuff, but I would recommend that. Perfectionism, procrastination, all the overthinking, all of the shit. Regardless of what it is, regardless of the limiting belief, sometimes you literally just need a swift kick in the ass. Like sometimes you need to just remind yourself, that you love yourself. A lot of it, again, comes back to self-worth, whether you think you're worthy of the thing that you want, whether you think you deserve it, but sometimes you literally just need who gives a shit what people think? Who gives a shit what someone you went to high school with thinks about you posting on social media? That you quit your job and you want to become an artist? That you want to pick up and move to LA and pursue music or acting or literally anything like that? It doesn't even have to be something dramatic. No matter what you want to do, you. You cannot give a shit what people think. You just can't. You have to let go of the judgment, of hanging on to what people think about you, because I always go back to, like, at the end of your life, who are you with? You are with you and you only, or maybe like family, whatever. But you are the only person who has to live with you and your choices. Do what you want to do with your life. Do not let the fear of being seen or rejection or anything like that hold you back. Send the damn email. Take the fucking picture. Post the picture. Do not let little things like that hold you back. We are on a rock hurling through space. Who cares? Do what you want to do. Stop with the excuses. Stop with, I can't because this, I can't because that. If it's important to you, you'll do it. If not, you'll find an excuse. I know that's cliche, but it's literally so true. I feel like I should literally make this a pep talk and record it for myself. As far as time management, and like I said, I could do an entire video on that, and maybe I should save some of this for that. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to, because I have so much to say. I have tried, I would say, like 95% of the time management things out there in the world. It is rare that I come across something new that I've never heard of. Time blocking, batching things, the Pomodoro method, the maker versus manager schedule, the concept of deep work. I know I'm forgetting a million things. It's like the end of the day now and my brain is kind of fried. My Google Calendar is my favorite thing in the entire world. Like, I would think I would die without it. I'll just do a whole video on that. But my gist on time management, though, in this specific video is the fact that I can tell you who you are based off how you spend your time. I think it's so different once you have kids. But I think if you're in your 20s, early 30s, outside of work, how you spend your time says everything about you. I can tell you where you are in life, probably based off your calendar, with or without limiting beliefs. And how you spend your time will basically dictate where you are in life. And if you can't figure out how to manage your time in a way that allows you to do the things you want to do, it's gonna hold you back. This again goes back to overthinking and perfectionism and procrastinating, but I used to spend a lot of my time thinking about what I was going to do. Planning. Planning is not the same as executing. Thinking is not the same as doing. So you have to use your time effectively. And that's why I go back to, like, Work Smarter, Not Harder. I'll reference lots of other books in my time management episode, but honestly, I'm like already excited about filming the video. I hope you guys got something from this. Perfectionism is like your worst enemy. We gotta get over it. We gotta let go of it. We gotta get rid of the overthinking and take control of our lives. Frankly, take control of your life. Work through your limiting beliefs. Figure out how to manage your time. Literally, with those two things, you will get to where you want to go. I'm gonna leave you with this Mel Robbins quote: "Excuses are endless, time isn't." What did I say? It's like the only resource that's not renewable. Do something today. Literally 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. Do something for yourself. Sit down and look at your calendar. Figure out how you're spending your time. Start thinking about your limiting beliefs. Think about things that you use as excuses to not do the things that you want to do to get you to where you want to be. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Time episode will be next. If you're not already subscribed, don't forget to. All my socials and all that fun stuff will be below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.